Well, hello everyone. Dan Hurd, Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am here in the Arizona desert learning to dry wash. I got a bunch of friends here that have invited me out to their claim. They say there's some great gold here and we get to dry wash. That's recovering the gold without the use of water. So wish me luck and I hope you enjoy. Now, if you watched my video from California, you will have seen already Dylan from BK Outdoors.
What's up, guys?
He was the one who invited me down here to the desert to check out the desert gold. We also have today Jim, or Cowboy Jim.
Hey, everybody.
And Janine.
J9.
J9. This is your claim we're on today, right?
Yep. 2 rabbit stew.
2 rabbit stew. Apparently there's rabbits out here. We might even see some today.
Big ones.
Maybe.
This is a Keen 191 dustless dry washer. Basically, it static charges the dust, which goes right to the ground and stays low. It's dustless, not totally dustless. There's a little bit of dust come out of there. Yep, we call it the General. 5-star.
Now, if you're not familiar with a dry washer, it's kind of like a high banker. It's going to be separating gold from the lighter materials using gravity separation. But unlike a high banker that uses water to stratify the gold and separate it, this uses air pressure, and the air creates the fluid that allows the gold to drop out. A little bit different technology, but kind of the same principles. That's one stubborn rock. We will be digging the bottom of this wash today here. The hills around here, I'm told, have gold up on all of the benches, all the hillsides, everything. Today, we are actually going to be working the bottom of the wash because washes can start the concentration process of gold for us. So today, we're setting up the Keen dry washer right in the wash here. No water running down it, obviously. And the top layer of material is dry enough for a dry washer to process. That's the transition where any gold that would have settled down would have set on that chocolatey stuff?
Yes.
And it looks like it might be a little damper too. Is that a bit of moisture in there causing the chocolate, or?
It's pretty dry. Okay. It's all dry.
Okay. It's just a different type of material.
Yep.
It's important when you're dry washing that there is no moisture in your soil at all, because that will just plug everything up. That's why back home we can't really use a dry washer, because even though we are really hot and dry, there's still enough moisture in the soils at all times to make it so that machine just won't work. Jim was just explaining to me that that root ball that they're taking out right now is an invasive species here that they actually try to get rid of. So don't be concerned, we're taking vegetation out of the wash. That one is a good thing. So that was a 10-minute run, maybe? 10-minute run. The black sand is so thick here on this site that we can only run for about 10 minutes before the black sands start building up. So much so that the sluice, the trays inside, have a hard time capturing the gold. So about a 10-minute run. Jim's now taking the mats out. Mats, tray, I'm not sure what the terminology is here, but the tray.
See the black sand?
Oh yeah, the black sand is just loaded. And all the nuggets are in there, right?
All the nuggets.
All the nuggets.
Oh.
This site is actually known for its fine gold, not its coarse gold. So it should be loaded in gold, just probably not nuggets. Do you clean between runs, or do you run a whole bunch and have a whole bunch of cons together to clean up all at once?
Run and get a whole bunch of cons to do it, but today we're just going to clean this out and see what's going on. But yeah, that's what we do. We'd run. Actually, she starts doing this. J9 does the cleanup.
J9 does the cleanup?
I'm back in the hole digging.
Right.
So I can start up at any time, but we just keep the cons going to her so she can keep them clean.
Just constantly feeding.
Yep.
Feeding the cleanup table.
You're going right there, Dylan.
Oh, I'm right in your way.
And the process is to remove the black sands with the spin it off here.
Yes.
Then classify her down.
Yep.
And then you wash it once to get all the floaties off, and then run it through the spiral wheels to get the gold off. That's about right.
It's a process.
Okay. Using magnets to remove black sand is kind of a dangerous endeavor, because magnets can often grab black sand that's sitting below a piece of gold and suck the piece of gold with the black sand. That's why this machine does what it does. It spins the magnets around inside, which makes the black sand dance on the end. If there was any gold that got sucked up with it, it would just fall right off. Not only is it hot here, it's really dry. I'm been drinking a lot of this today. I forgot to record the classification. We've done the classification already. We've done the cleaning of the floaties, and now it's off to the Gold Magic Spiral Gold Recovery System. If you haven't seen spiral wheels working before, I've got some videos on my channel about them. I explain how they recover gold. Right now you can see some of the heaviest black sands going into the center, and any gold that is in there will be going into that center with those heavy black sands. Again, just concentrate in gold because of its high specific gravity. Just another method. Oh! There goes a flake of gold.
There went a flake.
That was a flake. There's gold in there. Absolutely. Pull the cone out of the center, and now we get to see. In 10 minutes of running, was there any gold? Nothing.
It's coming up through there.
Yep. Got some fine gold. Gold, baby. Gold. Arizona Desert Gold. That's just the beginning. Here for 2 days dry washing. Let's see what we can get. Well, Dylan, that's one run under our belt. Shall we go for another?
Yes, let's go for another.
Let's do it. Jim, before we start up the machine and gets loud again, why don't you give your YouTube channel a little bit of a plug here?
Hey, Jacob's Brand, JACOBSBRAND. Check us out. We do mining in the Sonoran Desert.
Perfect. I will leave a link below.
All right, just finished up run number 2. So again, out here, the problem that we have is so much black sand and all this material that we can't run for more than 10 minutes. Really, I mean, 15 minutes is pushing it, but at 10 minutes we got the stuff.
Look at the black sand, just loaded. This is more than the last run, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it might mean more gold than the last run too then.
All that right up to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we ended up moving up.
Look, just solid black. Absolutely, that is crazy. So if you're not familiar with the Drywasher, this is a screen down here at the bottom that lets air go through, very, very fine screen so that the dust and sand is not falling back through, but the air can get up. The riffles in a Drywasher are backwards from what you would see in a sluice box. They are like scoops going up, or like troughs that as the gold flows down, the gold can actually fall down. So as I was saying before my battery so rudely interrupted us, was that these troughs here create a dead spot where the gold can fall down underneath them, and the air is blocked off from poofing up down in there. So once a piece of gold gets inside, it is stuck in there. This air poofing up lets the other gravel still ride down the sluice. They poof up and over each time. It's poof, poof, poof. But the gold has fallen down inside, and the poofing air gives room between the sand particles so that the gold can fall because it's so heavy. There we go. There's the basics, very basics of a dry washer. And the cleanup crew is hard at it already.
Chunkier black sand this time.
Of course, that's going to be chunkier gold. Big nugget, big nugget.
Big nugget.
Do you keep that last classification to pan through afterwards?
This?
That one?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got them right here. Haven't got, we should probably have done that before we had the total of the last run, but it could be.
That could be, yeah.
Try to get the mud off of that. Do that. I'm gonna go get this
I can do that.
back up.
Ooh. All the floaties come up.
Oh yeah.
If you shake it up real good, all the stuff that would actually make mud in water will float up. Then you dump off the mud. Do that 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, whatever. And then your water in your spiral wheel stays a whole lot cleaner. And no, gold will not be up in the mud at all. Muddy water, no, gold will have fallen right back down through that. So not losing anything by dumping off the mud. There we go. Nice and clean, ready for the spiral wheel. I want to pan that stuff out. Whoa. Clean up number 2.
It just peaked.
Gold. well, we clean up the gold up here. Ready to go and run another load down there. Teamwork at its finest. Okay, the second run had less gold than the first run, and the first run wasn't all that great, so we're just having a quick look at the oversized stuff to see if maybe the good gold is in the oversized. If not, we're thinking about maybe moving up the bank a bit. But they let me pan the oversized stuff, so I'm really hoping there's something in here. I'm being careful here, but it doesn't look like I need to. The differential between the light and heavies is extreme.
Yeah, it's very extreme.
And typically when I'm panning, this is where I stop. It's when I can see that middle riffle come right through. I see green right through there. That's when I stop. Not everyone does, but that's a good spot for me. Let's have a look. Lots of black. Lots of seeds fooling us. Not seeing any gold, although I'm going to do the wash back a little more carefully here in case I missed it. I was a bit quick with the wash back. So there are a couple of specks of gold, but they're not the oversized specks. They're just a little bit of gold that made it through that still fine. Nothing in the oversized. But Janina's saying that we may have some bigger pieces. Oh yeah. Some bigger pieces
floating,
here.
But
Yeah.
it is gold.
Okay.
In this one here.
Potential. So what do you think? Are we moving or are we staying?
Jim, are we moving?
Yep. He says yep. So yeah, there's still not quite enough to make a third run there. Dylan was actually telling me this morning before we even started running that strangely enough, even though you would think that the bottom of the draw would concentrate gold, that they still do very well up on the hillsides. So he has done some work just up there the other day that showed some really nice chunky gold. Chunky. A little bit coarser than what we're finding down here. So we're gonna move operations and see if we can go find some of Dylan's stash. Well, all set up here where Dylan found some good gold. He said he ran for like an hour or something, got 0.2 of a gram from right there. So let's see if we can kind of match that recovery. Well, I just heard some good news. Dylan said it's the best pan so far. Nice. Now we're on it. The Arizona Gold getting chunkier. I think you're right. That was a good spot, Dylan. A lot more black sand this time.
Lots.
Lots and lots. And we went through that pile quick. Yeah. Not even 5 minutes to clean up the machine. Kind of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, about 3.
So really we don't even have to stop. We could actually just fire up the blower again and keep going and let you like store the cons for later. But it's nice taking a break too. A lot more black sand in this run. That's a good sign.
Always a good sign.
Just can't have
Well, that's run 4 or 5 under our belts. We got time for one more today, but this is a 2-day trip and both days are going to be in the same video. So we'll do one more before that sun goes down today, and then we'll be right back at it tomorrow. I'm going to wait until we have the total for both days to show you the total of the gold. And here we go again. And boom, another 10-minute run done. Whew. Shadows are getting long. Well, don't go anywhere because day 2 is going to be in just 1 second. But the last run of day 1 was the best run of the day, of course. Got a complete smile of gold around the edge of the pan. But I think I'm going to leave that to the end now to show you the totals. Well, here we are for day 2. It is a chilly morning, well below freezing. Our water tubs are all frozen over, but the sun will be over the hills in no time, and it's going to be a great day. And here we go for the first run of the day. Nice big pile ready to go. Now, this is only the second time ever I have dry washed. It's a new technology for me, a new way of doing things. But dry washing and high banking are kind of the same thing, just using slightly different technology, but going by the same principle. I think that brings me to a great opportunity for today's geology lesson of the day. How can we find gold? Why does gold stay in a dry washer, a high banker, or a pan? Well, it's all to do with the specific gravity of gold. Gold is heavy. Gold is really heavy, way heavier than anything else that's in those gravels. It can be up to 5 times heavier than your average little rock. So because of that weight differential, that specific gravity differential, we can use different technologies to separate out the lighter materials from the heavier materials, gold being the heaviest. A dry washer, what it does is it spurts air up through the gravels to fluidize the gravels. It makes the gravel suspended in the air almost like a fluid, and because of that the gold will stratify out, meaning that the gold will fall down through that fluid to the bottom. Light stuff on top, heavy stuff on the bottom. A high banker does the same thing, but instead of air going up through it, water flowing down suspends all the gravel. It suspends all the gravel, allowing the gold to stratify out. In a gold pan, shaking the gravel in the water helps to fluidize that gravel, letting the gold stratify out, fall to the bottom. And then it's just the machine's job to take away the lighter stuff while leaving the heavier. Dry washer does it one way, a high banker does it another way, a gold pan does it a third way. It's all to do with the fact that gold is 19 times heavier than water and about 4 to 5 times heavier than anything else in the gravels. There's today's geology lesson of the day. So, 11-7 runs later, and we are done dry washing for the day, and it's time to see what we got. J9 over here has been cleaning up all day long while we've been up in the hill digging dirt, and we have a nice, clean bottle of gold. Ooh, I see shinies in there, but of course, we're gonna need the close-up for that. Well, there we are. We have it all in one little spot there. That is pretty nice. Arizona desert gold found with the Drywasher. This is my second time ever dry washing, learning lots along the way. Now the last run of the day, we seem to pull a whole bunch of mercury out of some pocket up there. And if you're looking at this nice and close up, you'll see the silver gold throughout. That's gold that has been coated in mercury, starting to amalgamate with the mercury. Don't like seeing that for sure. Mercury in the environment isn't great, but we're doing our part to pull out what we can. One last nice close-up of this gold. I think what we should do with this gold is burn off the mercury safely and then put it into a single pay dirt bag. Dylan from Bee King Outdoors is going to raffle off this gold pay dirt bag with our gold from today to one of your Patreons? No, at one of the gold shows.
Quartzite.
At the Quartzite Gold Show. Now, unfortunately, this video will be out after the show. But if you do see Dylan at the Quartzite Gold Show, he'll have a pay dirt bag full of this gold. So, Jim, you gonna burn off that mercury off there?
Yep.
Nice and safely?
Nice and safely.
Not gonna breathe any fumes?
No fume breathing.
Excellent. If you have not checked out Jacob's Brand on YouTube, please go over to Jacob's Brand right now, check it out, and subscribe. And Dylan from Bee King Outdoors. Thank you, Dylan, for inviting me up here.
Of course.
We had so much fun today. I never ask for subscriptions. You know my line. I try to earn subscriptions, but I'm going to ask today. Please go over and check out Bee King Outdoors and subscribe. Do it for me. And do it for Dylan.
Thank you, guys. We'd appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave me that thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription yet, I hope I earned your subscription today. And a big thanks to everyone for watching, especially my patrons. Till the next one, everyone.